When God gives you a vision, He also gives you provision. But here's what nobody tells you. The vision does not come with instructions. It comes with responsibility. It comes with you being uncertain. And sometimes it comes at a time when you feel least ready. So the question becomes, not did God give me this vision, but what do I do after He did? Before we get into this episode, I want to center this in something deeper than business strategy. God, thank you for every person listening right now, for every mom, every dreamer, every builder, every woman sitting on a vision that feels too big for her hands. Give us clarity today, give us courage today, and teach us how to move when you speak, even when we don't have all the answers. Amen. Let's talk about something real. A vision from God doesn't always come in a loud moment. Sometimes it comes in a whisper, a thought you can't shake, a burden you keep feeling, a problem you keep seeing that you want to solve, a creative idea that comes back no matter how much you try to ignore it. For me, that's how this business started. Not with a perfect plan, not with funding, not with clarity, but with a vision that would not leave me alone. And here's what I've learned. When God gives you a vision, it usually feels bigger than your experience. It stretches you before it supports you. And that's where most people get stuck because we think, I'm not ready. I don't have enough. I don't know enough. But God never asked you to be ready. He asked you to be willing. Calling versus ambition. Now let's get honest about something important. Not every idea is a God-given assignment, and not every strong desire is a calling. So how do you know the difference? Here's what I've learned. Ambition is driven by proving yourself. Calling is driven by obedience. Ambition says, I want to build something successful. Calling says, I can't ignore what God placed in me, even if it's hard. Ambition can burn out when it gets difficult, but calling will keep you up at night until you respond to it. And let me say this clearly. If it's God, it will always require faith, not comfort, not perfection, faith. The first step of obedience. So what do you do when God gives you the vision? You don't wait. You move, even if it's small, even if it's messy, even if nobody understands it yet. Obedience is not always a big leap. Sometimes obedience looks like writing the idea down, starting the page, making the first sample, having the first conversation, registering the business, saying yes before you feel ready. Because faith without movement becomes frustration. And I have lived that. Waiting for perfect timing almost made me miss divine timing. When it doesn't make sense, let me be real with you. There will be moments where your vision does not make sense. Your bank account won't match it. Your schedule won't support it. Your confidence won't feel strong enough for it. But God doesn't ask you to build what you have. He asks you to build from what He said. And that changes everything. Because now it's not about your resources. It's about His direction. God provides what He purposed. This is the part I need you to hear. If God gave you the vision, He is already aware of the provision required. Provision does not always come before obedience. Sometimes it comes through obedience. Doors open after you move. People show up after you start. Clarity comes after you take the step, not before. And I know that's uncomfortable, but that's how faith works. What I would tell you right now, if you're sitting on an idea right now, if you've been overthinking it, if you've been waiting for confirmation after confirmation, let me tell you this. You might not need another sign. You might need to take that first step. Start small. Start scared. Start unsure. But start, because obedience is the bridge between vision and manifestation. So I'll leave you with this. When God gives you a vision, don't just ask, why me? Ask, why now? And then take the next right step, even if it's small, even if it's quiet, even if it's just the beginning, because that's where everything starts. If this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who's sitting on a God-given idea that they've been afraid to start. And remember, you're not building alone. You're building with God as your partner, and that changes everything.